And welcome aboard, soccer fans near and far. Bienvenidos a Tallahassee for all those coming aboard with us here today. Season number 7 of the Battle Lion soccer franchise. So thank you for joining us. Some new digs this year. Of course, we dumped the X. The MPSL is in our rearview mirror. And we got with the new boo here in the League 4 clubs. So we'll be kicking off league play here tonight versus SOWEGANS from Southwest Georgia. So I'm Andrew Jupe alongside Trenton Young, and we've got Natalie Everett on the camera tonight, which should be an exciting fixture. Trent, back at it. Big dog, how we feeling about tonight?
Excellent, Jupe. We got a lot of new stuff going on here at the club. Got a new league, got a new temporary home venue that we'll be rocking tonight.
Indeed.
Always got some new jerseys to start off the year, and we got a lot of new faces on this roster, so they'll be looking to make a big impact and leave their mark on this franchise early tonight. And, a familiar old foe against SOWEGANS. We played them a couple times in years past, so just be excited to see how they come out and how different of a team they are as opposed to the last couple times we played against them.
Honestly, selfishly, Trent, of course, here for the TSC side, I'm hoping they're right about where they were last time we played them. It was a thorough thrashing that TSC gave SOWEGANS last time around. They came down to the Gene, and they went back to Southwest Georgia pretty sore, pretty black and blue. So hopefully we can do more of the same here tonight. But it should be an exciting showcase. It's the early season. Hey, don't sleep on these guys. They're building, I think, year 3 of the program down in the Albany area. So a stone's throw away. Part of the beauty of the League for Clubs that we have this year, Trent, is it's a lot more localized. We got a couple Georgia teams. You know, we got our boys out in PFC. We got a couple Mississippi teams, but we're keeping it all in the realm here. We're not traveling out to the middle of nowhere, Louisiana or Mississippi, or we're not going all the way down to Miami. So we'll take a quick pause as we wait for the national anthem here. All right, there we go. National anthem underway. Trent, so the checklist, the pregame checklist is getting crunched off here. We're about ready for showtime. You ready? You ready for this, Trent?
Absolutely, Jupe. I hope we get some more fans coming in, filling in the stands. I know we kind of got a late crowd that rolls in here to some of the Battle Line games, especially here during the summer. And kickoff moved up a little early to 6 p.m. tonight. So, you know, we usually get those later starts in, but that's okay. We'll get in as much as we can while we can.
Absolutely.
Happy to have a venue to play.
Absolutely. Yeah, hopefully they got the announcement out and people aren't showing up down at the Gene.
Yeah.
Of course, this is the first time we've been outside of the Gene since 2021, I believe, as far as a home game. So a little bit of a switch up here for the senior team as we get ready to get forward here. But they're still playing on turf. They're still playing in Tallahassee. And, you know, we still got a quality squad out there. So looking forward to the contest tonight. We talked about some former Flames or some X's, right? Of course, as we dump the MPSL here for the League for Clubs, we got a couple former players on the SOWEGANS team. We'll get to them here hopefully this season, see how they stack up against our opponents here. And I'm thinking probably a left back, little 28-year-old left back for SOWEGANS that would be pretty familiar to those fans have been around for a minute, Trent.
For a minute. It's been quite a few years, I think, at least 2 or 3, but Mr. Mike Zamore, going to get a little taste of him tonight. He was on that first roster when you and I showed up back in 2021. Mike Zamore was a stalwart in that starting lineup for the Battle Lions, playing a lot of left back, sometimes even center back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Look for some long ball service here as the boys get together, and this is a great opportunity for us to try to hammer down some starting lineups here, Trent, as everything feels like a goodness gracious, fly-by-night operation here this evening as we are away from old reliable Gene Cox Stadium here this evening. But here downtown campus at Leon High School, still going to get in and have some fun. How about it?
You never know what you got till it's gone, huh?
There you go. Makes you appreciate the old home cooking. Reminds me first time I moved out, Trent, and I'm like, where's dinner? Got to figure that out. So here we are. So if you're just joining us, or this is your first time around, if you're SOWEGANS personnel, want to go ahead and make sure that we're clear and we communicate expectations and go ahead and hit you with the trigger warning. That's right. This is a hometown Tallahassee broadcast. We'll give respect to SOWEGANS and your team, but don't get it twisted. This is pro Tallahassee, and so we'll be doing according so. We will keep track as best we can. Your boys from SOWEGANS decided not to give us starting lineups, so if you want to pump those in the chat, we'll try to update those accordingly for those people who know those at home. But just want to let you know that's what we got going on. And we're moments from kickoff here from Leon High School, downtown Tallahassee, and we are off. Long service, slip on the turf, coming near side. Braden Paul, the Wakulla man, wins the header, and a little bit of scoop up here for TSC, who's looking to play a little high-pressure brand here. Been told they've got some excitement. They've got some goal scorers out here, Trent. This might be the most prolific offensive team that TSC has had in some time.
Yeah, how about that last match, that first match of the season? What was the score, 7-2?
7-2, yes, sir.
Not used to seeing that here in Tallahassee. Usually got a little slower build-up team, but we'll take the goals, Jupe.
Absolutely, and it's kind of a changing of the narrative as well, because Tallahassee is now going to be considered one of the favorites here as opposed to kind of one of the underdogs. In this league, I think they're kind of assumed to be top 3, and it should be interesting to see how they meet those expectations going forward.
Yeah, and I love that we've parted ways with our old league, and, you know, we've kind of, I mean, we saw some real juggernauts come through the last couple of years. Obviously, Columbus, they were one of the Final Four teams in all of the MPSL last year, and it was just their first season. And, of course, talking about the Armada and a lot of other story clubs from that conference that we used to play in. So it'll be nice to kind of, you know, go down to play against some teams that are more suited for our style of play. And
this will be a mixed bag, and that's the thing. Lower league, it's become saturated, where our former league was the same thing. You had some teams that felt like Tier 5 teams, some teams that felt like truly Tier 4 teams like we were. And so I think here in the league you're going to get some similar things. You're going to have some teams who are on the up and up that we'll see later in the year. PFC, I think GAFA FC. SOWEGANS is kind of a fringe team to me. They're kind of middle of the park from what we've seen out here. But it should be a strong showcase, and we'll see how Tallahassee can handle these expectations. Service through the front line, little Wolfstein combo here, threading it through to Sato. As these are some of our new players that we have here. The goal scorer, Wolfstein. He's going to be your boy to watch here. Trent, an interception in the box, but hand in the cookie jar.
But applying the pressure to the goalkeeper there, making him spill the ball out, and intercepted by number 15, Connor Perry, who's back for another season here with us.
Absolutely. Shout out Thomas University connection, still going strong.
Absolutely. Got a couple other ones. Joe Warren.
Yep, Joe Warren wearing 14 tonight. Connor Perry, I think he's 15.
There he is right there.
Yep, on the ball here. He's an exciting, speedy, darty player. Service coming toward the top of the box and be dealt with. There's Mike Zamore, former Battle Lion, getting it out of trouble. The lefty goes to serve. Bennett Mitchell back at the old digs. He's a former Leon Lion, back on his home field. Though I don't know if he ever played on the turf back in his tenure. I think that was after he graduated. Back with him and Cousin Cy and Jaden Jones-Riley. For those of you who remember those historic Leon teams, played on that turf.
Kari Davis.
Yep, Kari Davis, and man, could that field hold water, Trent. It was all the makings of Central Florida swamp territory, as we have a free kick here for Sowegan's. Early opportunity for them to take the attempt here. Like we said, no roster for Sowegan's provided to us, so if you're of the faithful Sowegan's, feel free to go ahead and put that lineup in the chat here. We'd love to get that correct for you. Service into the box. Actually a really dangerous ball. Deflection cleared out well here by the Battle Lions. Volstein looking to collect, and this one's going to be off and out of play for a Sowegan's throw-in. But they had an opportunity at the back post off that free kick, taken well by the visitors. Quick throw-in is going to be stepped away by Zuri. He's longtime Battle Lion. Joe Warren, there's a touch for him, for Braden Paul. Braden Paul in his second year. Here's Volstein, excuse me. Clearance from Sowegan's. Long ball's going to carry. This wind is nasty tonight. I'm sure you can hear it. We're outside in the bird's nest here at Leon High School. Sail it on the turf calmly. Look to shop around. Keeping it on the ground. Here's Joe Warren, also former Thomas University. Back to Zuri. If you've been around the Tallahassee soccer scene, you know Zuri Robinson, a grinder, workhorse, Florida High, Georgia Southwestern, FAMU, local man, through and through. Connor Perry tried to turn on the outside. Good little piece of work from him.
Just as quick as always, that Connor Perry juke. He hasn't lost a step at all.
Absolutely. I believe it's junior year at Thomas University, if I'm not mistaken. Good win out of the back here for TSC. This is going to be a point of focus here of that back line. Something to watch. We know we've got the front line, the attacking midfield. I don't think goals are going to be a problem. But be interested to see how this back line develops. Good takeaway by Braden Paul. Warren, nice little possession. That midfielder coming out.
He's got some touch for a big guy, man.
Oh, he does. He does. He's got enough touch to mess around in the midfield. He'll swing this one back around the horn. This could be Marcos, Julian Marcos in goal here. For those familiar with the soccer scene here in the area, you might have remembered playing him last year. Former Columbus United FC player. Not to bring up old wounds, but of course, that playoff game last year in Columbus. The thrillers. Man, does TFC have some heartbreakers in the playoffs or what, man? Every year. Nice little individual play by Braden Paul. He's got two Battle Lions with him on the far side, trying to turn the corner into the 18. That's going to be soft. Yep. Potentially a foul if they're outside the box, Trent, but they're not going to give a PK for that. But good adventureness from Paul, and the Wakulla man still got it. Trent.
Yeah, a lot of pace there. And you could tell he was kind of looking to go down, try to get the call. But, hey, I mean, he was beat. He knew he wasn't going to be able to get past the defender and get a good shot on goal there. So
absolutely.
Then he has the effort, pops back up, and sees it out for a goal kick. So love that from Paul.
Absolutely.
Him and Perry on the wings tonight. It's going to be very exciting.
Good win defensively from TSC. Second one won by here, Sowegan's. Long ball, direct play going through the middle. Defense looking to deal with this one as they turn out of danger. Zuri flicks it centrally, but a little bit of a hairy clearance here. Paul putting in work here on the near side. Of course, really showed out in that Miami game last year. Oh, good little chest down from Perry. Volstein tried to thread it through. It's going to be second ball collected. Bennett Mitchell. Volstein, rip from distance. 25 yards out. A rocket by Ciafini, excuse me. Swinging around to the perimeter, a little bit of a wayward ball for Sowegan's, so to be a TSC free kick with an opportunity here. With some offensive possession going forward here, Trent.
Yeah, and Ciafini, part of that Mount St. Mary's connection.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, we got a 3-pack of Mount St. Mary's guys. I'm excited to when we get to the third one. So 2 of them are on the field. I'm waiting for number 3. I've got some personal vetted interest in number 3. Physical play. Sowegan's goes down easy. Appreciate Zuri's always got some, well, one great effort, two neon cleats. So he's very easy to distinguish in gameplay. Calling from our perspective here, Trent.
Bright neon orange the last couple seasons. He's going with the neon yellow now. Neon green, whichever. You can see him from a mile away.
Great part of this franchise. Really puts in work. One of those quiet leaders, Trent.
And he's been here since before Joel took over 4 years ago. So not a whole lot of those players still sticking around, but love to see the commitment here from Zuri in his 4th season.
Absolutely, and of course, Coach Joel knows him from the youth days. I think he said that he's been coaching him since he's like 9 or 10 years old for club soccer. Right. He's a centering ball here to Paul. Nice positioning, going back towards the center. He'll turn out. Has Sato trying to get a centering ball. Volstein in the area, and it'll be out for a TSC corner.
Volstein, a true threat up top in his freshman season this past year. He had 14 goals, 15 assists. So, you know, TSC kind of has lacked it a lot of times in seasons past with, you know, that dominant number 9, but looks like he's going to be that number 9 this season, even though he's wearing number 8 for us this currently.
Service coming out of the back. Dangerous one going to the middle of the box. Gets brought down and hits the upright.
Is that Joe Warren?
Gorgeous ball. Yeah, attempt Joe Warren there in the box, but fantastic service by Ciafini. And the Mount almost got themselves an assist here, Trent. Sweegan's going to play on the ground. Service over the top here, gets through the initial one. That's Dylan Hunter. Of course, I believe he's the Chico State man.
Yep.
Of course, you love the connections, and the battle lines continuing to make and facilitate those connections. For those who remember last year, of course, Chico State, where Adrian Fontanelli was from. So we've got a little bit of a carryover. So funny to see how these certain schools keep popping up here, Trent.
That's a good TSC word of mouth, Jude.
There you go.
And they come here, have a wonderful experience. And there's a lot of opportunity to come here and play. We've seen this roster turn over year after year. For, you know, the better. I mean, there's a lot of guys that come here, like Kevin Lowe. You know, you see him move up and play in more difficult conferences after he makes his mark on the leagues that we play in down here.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's here in the 11th, 12th minute of action. Perry centering ball is going to be deflected out for a TSC corner. Also, I believe we've got a number 4 here, which was not on the roster. I think Santiago is wearing number 4 despite being listed as number 5. We'll have a corner kick here. Ciafino, it's going to be a right-footed outswinger this time. Had an absolute beauty first time around. Second one's going back post area. Santiago header, flips it back into traffic over the top. Santiago another chance at it. Him and Warren at the top of the box. It's going to spill out. And in the area, Ciafini, and he'll let it go out for a TSC throw.
TSC dominating possession. That's 2 early corner kicks, both pretty dangerous ones.
Oh, absolutely. Beautiful service from Ciafini.
On both of them. Keeping the ball over here in the Sowegan's defensive half.
Santiago over here to Hunter. He's got Paul in support, but he'll go over the top looking for Sato. Sato, another dangerous attacking threat from the University of Hawaii Hilo. The Japan National, as this one's picked off well. Perfect position for Connor Perry. Heavy touch, secondary one. It's Lil Thomas. TU action. Formerly, of course, Zamore and Perry, the current TU student. This one deflected, taken away well. Volstein. Casper Volstein here. Probably the hottest scoring play this year from Iowa Lakes Community College, the rising sophomore. When you're in form, Trent. I don't care where you're playing. If you're scoring goals, I'd want you on my team.
Absolutely. And he sure knows how to pass it as well. He had one more assist than he had goals.
Hunter collect.
So he can create and score.
Absolutely. That's what you want. Back to Marcos, Santiago, Hunter, swinging around the horn. As it looks like old Joel going with the old 3 in the back situation again this year. Centering ball. Ciafini studs up. He might get in the book for this one.
Yep.
Unfortunate. Didn't seem like there was much malintent there, but by the letter of the law, that's more often than not going to get you in the book. So Ciafini on yellow. I think we got a little yellow card we can flash up there. Shabam. It's going to be on Luciano Ciafini, wearing number 12 in white for your Battle Lions today. I like the choice to go with the white uniforms here in the heat
No kidding.
of this early kickoff, Trent.
Yeah, it would have been brutal if they had gone with anything else.
Of course, Sowegans in the green and the navy blue. Going left to right here this half. Your Battle Lions in the white and gold with the subtle vertical stripes going right to left. Service over the top, little wayward. It'll be out for a TFC throw-in. This one's in, quickly taken. Ciafini, Robertson, Hunter, Santiago around the back. Mitchell's wide here near side. Service over the top, looking to play direct for Volstein. Secondary ball won well by Joe Warren. A little back and forth with Connor Perry. Connor rocking a little longer haircut than he did a couple seasons ago. Over the top here.
Yeah, he kept it short back then.
Ditch the buzz. Yeah, man. Bennett Mitchell with a nice takedown. That's on brand. I like the aggressive play from Bennett. I got to say, Joe's touch is solid. He's looking real clean. Looks in form. Ready to go.
Yeah, I dipped out of practice earlier this week, and he was standing out to me mainly because, you know, there's only a handful of players that are still around from years past and still getting familiar with a lot of these new guys. But, yeah, you could just tell that he was real sharp and really ready to make his impact on the season this year.
Because we started to see that towards the end of last year, kind of the end of June, early July. Able to shake off the rust a little bit because it had been a minute since he was in high-level play. And we really started to see the Englishman coming on. But, yeah, this season he's ready to rock.
Exhibit A.
Sato in a nice challenge towards the middle there. This one's going to go back to the Sowegans keeper. All right. I thought he had one of those goals the other day. Did Warren. But as I check on it, he did not. I mean, you have five different players put in a goal.
No
so of the 18. A little bit of advancing play here for Sowegans. 18th minute and a takedown over there on the far side. Bennett Mitchell once again involved. And so it'll be a free kick in Sowegans. Dangerous positioning here, about 30 yards from goal. Granted, it is the width of the 18, Trent, but we saw him put in a really good service here from same distance last time out.
We sure did, Jupe. And, you know, I kind of hate to say this, but I love that foul there from Bennett Mitchell. It seemed like they were getting numbers forward, and it was kind of one of the first real chances that they had TSC defensively on the heels. And Bennett comes in, nothing too malicious. It's far enough out to.
Woo! Another dangerous ball, right-footed in-swinger going into the box. Had some good contact there at the back post, but luckily for TSC's perspective, it was wide of the mark.
Another good ball sent in. One of the two only chances that Sowegans has created thus far tonight have been off those set pieces down there in the defensive third for TSC. So something we'll have to keep an eye on moving forward.
And that's the thing. When you let a team hang around, they only need one chance, Trent. So, you know, the longer this game stays 1-2 goal game, that's what you're going to get. Nice touch there by Kasper Wolfstein. Smooth.
He's got it, man.
Looking for Paul down the line here. As you can hear the wind picking up. Windy day today. Nice sunny day. Warren on the ground. Ciafino, Perry trying to dig in against Zamora. Second time that they've hooked up. And, of course, the rising junior against the Wiley vet, the 28-year-old. Little spar session there.
That's crazy to think that's how old Zamora is now, man.
Yep.
Or when he was a spry young lad.
Time makes fools of us all. But he's still getting him.
I was going to say, man, good on him for still being out here.
Outswinger's going to be deflected. Good by Paul to get back at it. Picked up by Warren coming out of the midfield. Opportunity for TSC to lift off if they want to run counter here. And they do. Oh, that was close. That was really close. They say Volstein had his hand in the cookie jar, Trent. What'd you think?
I mean, you know my perspective. I'm always going to say he was on there, but I genuinely think that that's pretty bang-bang there. Ty should go to the runner, but that time it doesn't. So, hey, ball doesn't lie. We'll get that back.
There you go. More chances to come, hopefully. Throw in near side, 45 yards from goal. Ciafini on the rock now. He's got some fantastic touch as well. Some real class in this midfield, Trent.
Per usual. Definitely on brand for Joel DeCastri.
There you go. Santiago tried to play a ball out wide here to Mitchell. Mitchell in front of the Sowegans bench trying to gain himself about 15 yards there.
Not Benny.
Referee says bring it on back. Big throw-in's going to go all the way across field to Hunter. As you can see the upside down Leon Lyon head there. Zuri with some service looking for Perry. Ooh, dangerous. Studs up high. Referee will give him a talking to. Looks like he'll keep the card in the pocket. That's a scary one when you see somebody's studs coming up by your face, Trent. Look out.
Good call there from the ref. I mean, that was right at eye level, so.
So here's an opportunity for TSC. Ciafini, who's had some fantastic service so far tonight from the corner kicks. The Argentinian national. Service 30 yards out, squirming for the back of the 6. Sato gets a forehead to it, into no man's land. Second ball won by Sowegans. They'll look to clear. A little tangle in the box. Zamora once again involved for Sowegans. And it looks like TSC defender, I believe it's Jacob Santiago, down on the play there. Also a University of Hawaii Hilo man. 2 UHH players on the roster this season. A little island flavor here from the West Coast.
Sato, we played against him a couple of times last season, and we know how good of a player he can be, so can't beat him sometimes. You got to have them join you.
There you go.
Right, you?
There you go. Service coming from the back. It's going to get into TSC territory. Won by Joe Warren, 45 yards from goal. Sato out to Braden Paul. And the spry youngster up to Ciafini. Off the back of his heel. Keeps it alive. Good little backspin. Back to Zuri. And Robertson puts it on the dirt here. Well, I say dirt, but more like rubber pellets here with the turf. On back to Hunter. Chico State man out to Zuri. Great. Ball being played here. Ciafini outside of the right foot, looking for Sato. Top of the box. It spills around. It gets free. Keeper's out. He's got Volstein in the middle. If he can use him, he's onside in the box. Outside the 6, centering ball, and it's in the back of the net. Ciafini, they say, is onside. First one in the bag here at home as TSC gets on the board.
Wow, what an exciting team effort there. Just a never say die mentality moment. Volstein able to keep his head up and juke the keeper and find our boy in the middle, Ciafini.
There you go.
He's had his fingerprints all over this game so far, setting it up, and at times gets us set up. And, you know, we were talking about those assists from Volstein, so.
Absolutely.
There's the first one of the season.
Put it right on the money. Continued offensive pressure in the back of the net. 1-0. Here, 23rd minute. Luciano Ciafini.
TSC was knocking on that door. You thought just needed another couple possessions down there in the attacking third, and they get something, and seemingly out of nothing, Jude.
Absolutely.
The best ones. Man, Joe Warren is looking solid tonight.
Mm-hmm. Putting in some very good play. This one's knocked around to Hunter, to Warren. I haven't been keeping an eye on Santiago since he went down with the injury. Is he limping at all, Trent, from what you've seen? How's the gait looking?
No, he seems to be good. He
Okay.
jogged off pretty well whenever he finally got up, so. He was just down there in the box, so, you know.
Yeah, you know how it goes.
Yeah, yep.
This is a dangerous one for SOWEGANS. Man open on the back post here with the 6-yard box. Bennett Mitchell in the box on defense. Up and through the uprights. But 0 points when you're playing soccer. So good by me out for a TSC goal kick. Of course, crowd filling in a little bit. I was a little worried about 30 minutes ago, Trent.
Yeah, that was a pretty good roar on the goal. I looked up and I thought, wow, okay, I guess the stands are just about completely filled at this point.
There you go.
Looks like we got a little water break going on.
Indeed.
All right. How's that for a first 25 minutes for you?
Absolutely. So get a little water break going here while we have the opportunity, which when you're playing soccer in the summer, always appreciate that being incorporated and being mindful of that out here tonight. So while we have the opportunity, Trent, I say we help give a shout out to some of our local community sponsors. So we're going to take a little commercial break and come right on back.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is
Welcome back to Leon High School here as we get going. Home game number 1 for your Battle Lions, second game of the season. And the good guys up a goal to nothing here early in this first half. Of course, a 23rd minute goal by, oh no, trouble in the back. And that's going to be a SOWEGANS score here, and we're back to level pegging in minute 29.
That one's tough, Juve. Joe Warren was playing a little footy there and dribbling back and was trying to find a good pass to the keeper and then just got outran there. And the winger from SOWEGANS just plays it back over the middle, and defense wasn't really there, wasn't prepared for it.
Mm-hmm.
You see what Warren was trying to do. He didn't want to give the ball away. He was trying to dribble it back safely, but yeah, you know, it happens. You can't out-dribble them all, you know.
True.
So he still looked good doing it. I love this new Joe Warren, Ronaldo on the ball.
Refreshment. But yeah, back to level pegging. That's the thing. We get good players out here. So, of course, you know, we talked about how TSC is kind of one of the big dogs of this league. They're the favorite, which is a different role for them, really, since their inception, to be honest. But these are still ballers. These are still collegiate athletes, largely, or high-quality players. And so if you mess around and, you know, you start to play hero ball, you know, you're going to get burned by these clubs. I don't care who you're playing. So, once again, TSC back in a tie ball game here. We saw last week a little bit of a tough start out in Valdosta, and then I think Coach lit them up at halftime, and they really got it going, started creasing the sheet a little more. But they got a little dogfight here for SOWEGANS.
Might have to give him another one of those pep talks today.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. Long ball service looking for Perry. Secondary ball won by SOWEGANS in addition to the first, and it's out for a TSC throw-in right in front of that SOWEGANS bench.
Quick throw here. Perry brings it down.
Look to get it moving inside the box, looking for an answer. Deflected out. He'll keep it in play. Would have been a TSC throw. Chops it back to Mitchell. Mitchell, some service on the little half volley. Is going to sail towards the back of the six. Paul able to keep it in play, although they say looks like the AR wants to call it out, and it will be back for a goal kick, but it was close. Like the effort chasing back for it.
Miss every shot you don't take.
There you go.
Braden Paul's got a lot of hustle in him, man. We saw glimpses of that last season, but, you know, this could be his starting job to lose at this point. You know, has a couple seasons now with the club and really coming out here and showing a lot of fight, a lot of effort. And that's the battle line way, Jude.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, show some grit, make some plays. That'll usually get you some good playing minutes here in the DeCastri era. Of course, Coach Joel DeCastri in his third season here. Of course, very consistent with the coaching staff. Of course, you got Coach B. Mitch, head coach Charles, Coach Solari, Coach Bruno, of course, Coach Villardo, and of course, crowd favorite, keeper coach, assistant keeper coach / correspondent, Cam Castrua.
The people's champ.
There you go, people's champ. And a should be much respected participant in the history of this club, but I think ultimately an undervalued player of his contributions to what he's done to the club. Anytime they need him, was ready to step up. Now he's doing so in a coaching capacity.
The Dark Knight.
The Dark Knight, man. Yeah, he's not the hero we deserved, but definitely the one that we needed, that's for sure. This one's played down the line, a little back and forth. Zuri getting some good throw-in practice here. We got Volstein here, Sado, Paul, all going right down the line between the soccer, football field lines. Of course, going against the wind. It's a little tough here in the first half. Paul tried to thread it up to Perry. And it looks like a foul back about 50 yards from goal. And SOWEGANS wants to milk a little clock here as we get into the 33rd minute. A little bit of gamesmanship there, Trent.
Ref had his head turned so he didn't see who did it.
What do you think of Connor Perry's game this season, Trent?
I think he and Braden Paul are like the same player, just on opposite sides. You know, they just got this tank, and they're willing to empty it at any given moment and just really sell out and get to the corner, and they can play the ball back across for Volstein or for, forgive me, I'm blanking on his name, Ciafini. You know, he's going to be hanging out at the top of the 18. As we saw, that's how we got that goal earlier. Great ball over top here.
Looking for Paul, bringing it down with his favorite right foot. It's going to be scooped away here by SOWEGANS. Sliding effort's going to be cut up by Volstein, but a little too much. Ref doesn't like that one. Oh, and it looks like he's going to get Paul in the book. So it's going to be the second Tallahassee yellow card.
Bad boys, bad boys.
Yeah, that narrative still hasn't changed in the league. Still the bad boys. So 2 Tallahassee players now working on a yellow card. Braden Paul in the book here. 34th minute.
Good header there from old B. Mitch.
Paul back on the ball. Nice little overlapping run. How about Zuri getting in a little offensive standpoint? Good body position to shield off the defender. Back to Paul. Has a switch if he wants it. It's going to be Ciafini. Going to get through to Perry.
Oof.
Can Ciafini, or that's Bennett Mitchell, excuse me. Bennett Mitchell on the back. Yeah, I'm going to be mixing up Ciafini and Bennett Mitchell a lot this season, I got a feeling. Very, very similar builds.
Absolutely.
Very similar strides, and then both playing on that right-hand side.
Both big effort guys. We know that's the name of Bennett's game. Physical, gritty. I mean, he started that attack with a header. We won the ball after that, and he goes all the way down there and almost gets on the back end of that pass.
Indeed.
That's just what he does, man.
Indeed. Service from Ciafini. Great ball coming through. Looking for Sato up top. Warren brings it down. Square off to Paul. Paul, a little left-footed thread in to Sato. Looking for a little 1-2, but Sowegan's on top of it. Push it back to the keeper. Long ball over the top. Mitchell chests it down. Flex. Try to thread it through over the top, looking for Perry. But, yeah, Perry's been in the States for a couple more years, Trent. It feels like he's been playing a little basketball because the way he's getting into some of these positions is almost like he's carving out a little low post.
Yep.
A little more of a physical brand, a little more of a body control. So it seems like the tutelage up at TU has been paying off for the Welshman. Good pickpocket. Ciafini right off the foot of the Sowegan's player. Into Sato. Tries to turn and burn, but the old turf monster got him about 30 yards from frame there. Little give and go for Sowegan's. Didn't look pretty, but it was effective. Robertson picks this one out. Warren tries to pull it back, but a takeaway by Sowegan's. Thought about pulling, but drops it off. Has a man on the back if they want to switch, and do. Mitchell in the area for TSC. A little 1-2 over the top for Sowegan's. Oh, great turn, but Mitchell's able to recover nicely. He'll clear it out of initial danger, but still in the attacking third. It'll be a Sowegan's throw-in here as we get in 36th minute of action. So, of course, we got a goal each way. 23rd minute goal for Luciano Ciafini, and then a 27th minute goal in a quick response after the water break from Sowegan's.
There's that big switch that we've always seen from Mike Moore.
There you go.
Fortunately for us, a little too big, goes out of bounds.
Deep cuts there, Trent. This for the long timers there. Back towards the midfield circle. It's weird only seeing the Leon line in the middle. Of course, down at the gym, we're used to seeing all 5 public schools here in the capital city, the Sunshine State. Woo! One-time volley twist towards the Coxalls Fieldhouse for the Big Red for Leon Line, the old warehouse. Believe it or not, there's a nice-looking weight room and a little turf field in there. Looks a little rough from the outside, but it's actually pretty nice when you go in there. Visually. Doesn't smell great, as you would think out for a workout room and a locker room, but
name one that does.
From a from a visual component. Well, I gotta say, been up to where Sowegan's plays over at Lee County, but that's South Georgia football facilities. A little bit of different conversation to what we see down here south of the border. But perhaps a conversation for another day. Throw in to Warren. Ciafini looking for Sato, taken away here by Sowegan's, looking to counter, push it up to their front line, right at midfield. Ciafini, great step, takeaway. Sato, little 1-2, small ball. Has Volstein if he could thread it through, but a little too much time taking it there, and so we drifted off sides.
Ciafini just waiting on that passing lane to open, and it does, but unfortunately, our boy Volstein just drifts a little offside, trying to keep pace of that defensive line while also making his run. Very difficult to do. But I'm sure Ciafini's going to pick him out at least once moving forward. That seems to be a connection, reoccurring connection we got.
Yeah, Volstein was looking for a little drive-through, and I think Ciafini was hoping to dine in on that one. Little bit of a different page. Hey, this is May soccer right now. They're trying to iron these details off. Long ball over the top, looking for Perry. The speedster getting on the horse. He's got it, top of the 18. Sato in the middle. One times it back in the net. It's a TSC goal for the second time this season at home. 2-0 or 2-1 to the good guys. Fantastic play, and Sato slides it home here as TSC back in the advantage. It's Sato's third goal of the season already, Trent.
And I'm thinking formationally, it's looking like he's the second striker we got up wide. We're kind of playing that false nine just behind Volstein. So, that's something we haven't really seen a whole lot of in years past. It's usually been one lone striker, and we're seeing it pay dividends where one of them's able to run front post and the other can fill in back post, and that's exactly what happened there with Sato. Great effort from Connor Perry. That's all from him. Warren sends that ball over top, and Perry tracks it down, able to play that ball in, and wow, look at this touch right here.
Volstein, he's a thundering thoroughbred with the long strides into the box, looking for a centering ball. Perry's in the middle, and the Welshman's on the board. Back-to-back for TSC. Another goal finds the back of the net. Trent, you want this one? I'm now still out of breath for the last one, dude.
It's a TSC goal.
There you go, minute 40. Connor Perry, go get some, Trent. Well done, well done.
Put me on the spot, but
Dial it up, Connor Perry. Second goal of the season for Perry, and we're starting to double down. The race for the Golden Boot is in full swing. It's only match day 2, Trent.
I already got to hear about this.
Gold. You know you love it, dude. You say it like you don't, but you're always the one asking about it. Don't believe him, folks. Don't get it twisted. So the good guys up by 2 here. TSC now firmly in control. But you know what they say about that 2-goal lead, Trent.
The most dangerous one.
Most dangerous one. So keep an eye out for SOWEGANS here. But goals in the 39th and 40th minute, respectively, have TSC back on top. So Connor Perry scored in the first half of both games this season. Of course, for those of you who were able to watch that feed last week, a phenomenal direct play ball from Marcos, able to go over the top, falls right onto the foot. Connor Perry, 2-touch, slices it home. Thing of beauty. I don't know if the European fans were excited about it, but that's some American ball at its finest. Santiago taken down, and that's going to be a yellow card here. SOWEGANS gets one. There we go. We've got SOWEGANS card logos too. Shabam! 42nd minute. Can you get a number on that, Trent? I got a 19.
That's the guy that I'm seeing, yeah.
So yellow. I don't know if it's a playful shenanigans here. A little something there with Santiago. 42nd minute. So 3 players in the book, 2 of them TSC. Sato. I didn't think he was ever going to come down from that jump, Trent. Tried to play it back, and we've got some action at the back line. Sliding effort as we creep up on halftime.
And, you love to see TSC come out and answer right after they score one. Get another one back. Get some more insurance. That's something that we've seen in the past. The TSC team will go up and score a goal, or they'll equalize and then, kind of let off the gas a little bit and have that sigh of relief. And before you know it, they're giving one up. And so I think this team has been burned one too many times. They've learned from those mistakes in years past. And even though we do have a lot of new players here on this current roster, we still got Joel DeCastri in his 3rd year, and we've got some leftovers, some glue guys, your Bennett Mitchells, your Joe Warrens, and Connor Perry. So they're certainly leading the way in the locker room, I would assume. And, just love to see that the TSC vigor and grit is there early and able to get 2 goals here to go back up 3-1 after giving one up and having SOWEGANS tie it early.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it looks like we'll get another kind of informal water break here as we have an injured player down on the far side. Looks like a SOWEGANS player. Can't really see the number. Not that we have the listed name. So as a reminder, as a reminder, if you're in the chat or you're a SOWEGANS player, person, fan, whatever, you know, feel free to put the numbered lineup in the chat, or even if it's just your player, it's just your son, maybe your cousin, maybe your nephew, just put his name and number. You know, forget the rest of the guys, right? But if you do put that in the chat, we will try to pipe that out for what it's worth.
Coach Joel getting a little heated on the sideline over there, hollering back at somebody a little bit.
I respect Coach Joel. He's always drinking hot coffee and wearing pants to these games. I don't know how he does it, dude. I would just be absolutely drenched. It's like it's just another day at the park here.
He's got ice in his veins, man.
Yeah, I guess so. Keeps him cold. Probably saves on some AC bills this time of year down here in the capital city. He really seems to be entrenching himself here in Tallahassee, Trent. Long ball coming through, a little physical play there by Hunter. So this one will be held up. Quick play here by SOWEGANS. They're not messing around. Of course, we are coming up on some stoppage for the first half here as we are in the 45th minute. No signal for the amount of stoppage we're going to get. Though we've had 4 goals, they tend to be conservative in the first half, Trent, but I could see them going 3. Especially we got the water break too.
And the 3 cards.
Yeah, 3 cards as well.
At least we forget.
It's been a busy one. So Marcos will give some service from the back here. Headed on through. Mitchell in the area. Up to Sato. Does well. Ciafini. Craftsman in the midfield. It seems like we always get 1 or 2 of them. They're just really fun to watch. He seems like a pure setup man. Nice little heel there from Paul. Service into Connor Perry, and the Welshman's in. Oh, but they say he's got a hand in the cookie jar, Trent. Ooh. Ooh.
I didn't get the best look, so I'm not going to
see.
Make a comment on that one.
See if we can run it back. Oh, fantastic camera work there by Natalie Everett. That was very close. Because the last defender sitting on the 30, I think he's on, truthfully. But I think his momentum since the defender was coming up and he was on, it looked worse than it actually was. But feel free to go back and look at that. You know, if you're watching the video, or don't. Either way, I don't care. But looked onside. But, I'm not going to lose my breath talking about lower league soccer officiating. This one could be squared out here for SOWEGANS. Great step by Zuri. As we are about 90 seconds into first half stoppage for the moment. Seems like the kids don't mind the turf here and the facilities at Leon. They're still running around wild. You know, kids get in free here for TSC. For the kids are the battle lines. Sato is going to pick up the scraps. A loose leg. Player says no way. Referee says yes way. That's going to be a free kick here about 55 yards from the goal line. So if TSC wants to send this one, this could be one of the last chances of the half for either side. They're not going to let Folstein take that one about 10 yards ahead of where they want to get it.
Well, he was dropping it. Canceled out. It doesn't work like that? Okay.
Not under this regime.
All right.
Yeah, it's kind of whatever the man in the middle. Looking at the man in the middle. Whatever he wants to do. He's kind of the shot caller, if you will. But it looks like TSC seems content to restructure from the back. See if anybody wants to make an exciting darting run. As Hunter and Santiago get a little warm up from the circle. See if SOWEGANS wants to bite. Little long ball. Mitchell in the area. Second ball. Perry's in the area. It's going to be spilled out by SOWEGANS for a TSC throw right in front of the visitor bench. As the wind once again picking up, I'm sure you can hear. Santiago back to Marcos. I'm liking Marcos' contribution so far this season. Keeper union always strong here at TSC Trent.
Just about to say, we got another good one this year, Jupe. Seems like every year we get someone new that we hadn't heard of before, and turns out to be the next great keeper in franchise history. It seems like they somehow get better every year. It's really bizarre.
There you go. It's wild. Coming from near and far. And that's all part of building the game here. Trent bringing in some top-tier talent from around the nation to juxtapose with our up-and-coming players. TSC, very young squad. Trent, for the first time in franchise history, there is nobody on the roster that was born in the 1900s.
Whoa.
Does that make you feel old?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Average age of this team, 21 years, 13 days. Second youngest team in the league. This one, the old slip monster, got some more. Marcos with the diving save! Was that a little too hyperbolic for you, Trent?
A little bit. Mike Zamora puts it on frame from 40.
Hey, if you clip out the shot and just take the back end, that probably looks like a pretty cool highlight. I think Marcos could use that one. Robertson looking for some adventure on up to Sato, has Paul and Perry. Drops it off to Ciafini. The Argentinian squares it off to the Englishman. Now going to swing around to the right side. We go Argentina, England, Wales around the horn. The Tallahassee Soccer Club International game. Beautiful the game is, Trent, don't you think?
The world's game.
Absolutely. Swung around the back here for Sowegans, looking for some long service. We are now into the 6th minute of first half stoppage. This is something I haven't seen in quite some time. Over 5 minutes of first half stoppage. Spilled out to the perimeter, chested down, tried to get a step through. Good defense there by Connor Perry.
You just keep expecting it to end, and it just doesn't.
Keeps on trucking. The beauty is, regardless of how long we go now, we're still going to get 45 plus after this.
Oh, for sure. He's pulling it out. He's thinking about it.
Might have to send a email to the president, start getting some overtime approval hours here, Trent, depending on how long we go in this one.
Certainly he's got to be getting close here.
We're about 10 seconds away from getting into the 7th minute of first half stoppage. This is wild.
Here we go.
Ref with whistle by the lips. Not in the mouth yet.
Wait.
Hey! All right, we go 6 and change.
All right.
And we get to the first half. An exciting showcase. 4 goals in the first half. 3 of them by the good guys. Will get us into that halftime situation. So we're going to jump out here for a quick commercial break. Here's we have the halftime rolling for you here on TSC Live. We'll be back in a couple minutes after we do some business. Give us some shout out to our local partners. And by the time you know it, we'll be right back here for half number 2. Andrew Duke, Trenton Young, Natalie Everett here for the broadcast of TSC Live. Come right on back.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
One of the cool things about our firm is we really specialize in bringing talent out of state government so that our clients can benefit from that internal knowledge that people have developed over the course of many years.
Clients demand a higher level of understanding of what they're up against. Who better to provide that than people who have been in that process and written those rules?
We believe that you can teach someone how to lobby. And what you can't teach them is the expertise they bring to the table from having served for 15 years in the Department of Transportation or having served for 10 years at the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
We come from state government in large part, so we've seen these decisions being made year over year. We know the direction that we need to move in, and we know what it is our clients are trying to achieve. So that's just an unbelievable combination.
I think for people who've come out of state government, it's just in their DNA to do what's right for the state and do what's right for the citizens of Florida. And I think that translates very well into being a lobbyist.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. With a patient-centered approach and unparalleled orthopedic and sports medicine care, our team of 70-plus physicians and providers are here to help you live a healthy and active lifestyle. With over 225,000 patient visits a year and servicing North Florida and South Georgia, you can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
When we approach an issue, we approach the issue as one entity.
Our team comes from all types of unique backgrounds. In any given session, there's probably not an issue that some member of our team isn't involved in.
When folks in government are interacting with our firm, they can always be assured that the individual who's talking with them is pushing the policy that they truly believe is the best and right policy.
We have such a wide variety of areas of expertise. Rarely do issues fall just in one silo. Having people who can address all the different parts of the problem is a big win.
The difference in our firm is we truly are a team.
Let's face it, our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
From getting back in the game to getting back to exploring all this life has to offer, our dedicated team is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all of your orthopedic needs.
Let's face it, Our lives are busy. Whether we are picking up kids from soccer or sharing some family time watching a match, we don't have time to waste. That's why Blue Coast Federal Credit Union fits seamlessly into your busy life. With our convenient mobile app, online banking, and personalized service, managing your finances has never been easier. Join us today and experience a new wave of banking with BCFCU. Learn more by scanning the QR code below. BCFCU is federally insured by NCUA.
One of the cool things about our firm is we really specialize in bringing talent out of state government so that our clients can benefit from that internal knowledge that people have developed over the course of many years.
Clients demand a higher level of understanding of what they're up against. Who better to provide that than people who have been in that process and written those rules?
We believe that you can teach someone how to lobby. And what you can't teach them is the expertise they bring to the table from having served for 15 years in the Department of Transportation or having served for 10 years at the Agency for Healthcare Administration.
We come from state government in large part, so we've seen these decisions being made year over year. We know the direction that we need to move in, and we know what it is our clients are trying to achieve. So that's just an unbelievable combination.
I think for people who've come out of state government, it's just in their DNA to do what's right for the state and do what's right for the citizens of Florida. And I think that translates very well into being a lobbyist.
And welcome back here, TFC live from Leon High School. Andrew Jupe, Trenton Young, and Allie Everett bringing you the action here tonight. We're at the halftime break. The good guys up by 2. Trent, let's take a peek while we have the opportunity. 3 goals in for TSC. Out-of-town scoreboard, even for the new conference. I got to tell you, the League for Clubs, a lot of even score lines. All 3 games currently tied right now.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
Granted, none of them had kicked off, but this will go a long way in determining where we are. TSC looking good. They started the day top of the table. Hang on to this advantage. They will continue to do so. So we'll keep an eye on that. Hopefully keep you updated for the rest of those scores with some good competition here. Of course, those crazy Central Time Zone characters, they're always going to be riding the late train here.
We'll have to get on the train and go out there at some point, but hopefully not tonight. And, you know, if this second half is anything like last week's, Jupe, and we have got plenty more goals to come.
There you go, 5 goals in last week's second half. But, yeah, if you're out there, you're thinking, you know what? I do want to see these guys on the road. If you're a business, you should hit up Tallahassee Soccer Club. Say, hey, I want to be the sole sponsor of the away games. Pony up. Let's do this thing. We'll hit the road. Get ready for kickoff here, the second half. Once again, this is a TSC provided broadcast. We will give respect to SOWEGANS, but, of course, we're rooting for the boys in white and gold. So take that as you will. Shout out to our people in the chat. What's up, chat? Giving us some updated numbers. We know who number 7 is, Kieran McComb, recent TU graduate for SOWEGANS, and we also have 28, Nicola Manelli. So if you're a family member of one of the other ones, feel free to put in. We'll make sure to say their name when they get the ball. Going back to Connor Perry, trying to put it on his left foot, turns back around to his right, stood up, back to Volstein. Little bit of a hesitation. Going central. Drops it on back to Ciafini. Of course, the goal scorer threads it through to the new substitute, looking for a centering ball, but turns back out well. That's Gui, the new substitute. Service from Connor Perry is going to be deflected out of play. So Gui, of course, Haitian national, played on the U20 team. Also, Trent, he's one of our Sac State boys. Let's go.
How about that?
Horn it up, baby. We had a bunch of Sac State guys come in here last year. The Wilcott brothers. Ciafini from about 18 yards out. Volley. The defense wants in on it too. Hunter. Everybody wants a rip on goal. Connor Perry centering, ball cleared 2 yards off the line. Gui with a little step over, trying to turn back centrally. And the ball getting away from him up top there. Also new substitute, I believe. It's Danny Chetri.
Oh, what a ball.
Service into the mix, looking for Santiago Warren on the back and skies it up over the top. Almost. So new substitute, Gui, number 9, big number 9, and then Chetri, number 11 on the wing. He's the 3rd of the Mount St. Mary's boys. Shout out.
You got your 3rd.
To my guy, Danny, from Trent, from
Sac State?
From, well, he's one of the Mount St. Mary's boys, from Crofton, Maryland.
Oh, how far away is that?
From Crofton High School. Well, from here it's about 1,100 miles.
From where you're from.
That is the exact same city. That is the one, the elusive one. Of course, couple-year player up there. Nice new high school up there. Didn't have that back in the day. Mid-Atlantic known for its soccer, Trent. Of course, these 3 Mount St. Mary's dudes are bad to the bone. So Chetri, you can see on the outside, he's going to be in the blue cleats. He's also got the tips frosted there, Trent. Good look. A little bit of a wayward pass is going to be picked off by SOWEGANS. They look to run. 2-goal deficit here for the visitors. Centering ball. Santiago sorts it out well. Onto the track as Perry tries to head this one back in, but that one was kind of just for fun. Great body control, though.
Just to show everyone he still got it.
Oh, yeah, big flex. Shout out to everybody back home. All the Wales numbers just took a spike right there, Trent. Combing these YouTube metrics deep. Long ball going to Perry. He's got a full head of steam going into the box, trying to turn the corner. He's got Volstein in the middle, but he doesn't need him. Rockets it off the crossbar, and the Welshman doubles his delight. It's a TSC goal! Number 4. Perry gets another one. He's got 2 in a row, Trent.
Early candidate to win the Golden Boot.
Ooh, he's rolling. Him and Sato, man.
You brought it up earlier. Now that's all I can think about every time one goes in.
Exactly. Exactly. Perry's 3rd goal of the year. And Him and Sato tied for the TSC Golden Boot right now, and the good guys go up by 3 here in minute 49. What a rocket off of Perry's right foot. My goodness, a absolute gorgeous finish.
Total solo effort, just used his body, shielded the defender all the way down, a couple touches in with the head. We just saw him get that one in out of bounds over here. He was flexing, he was training, getting ready to set himself up with the head there, and that was an incredible shot finish there. Able to hit the bottom of that crossbar and stay in, thankfully.
Oh, deflection off the face of the SOWEGANS player. My goodness. That was nasty.
Yeah, we're going to be thinking about that one for a while.
Early candidate for goal of the game. Potential Blue Coast Federal Credit Union goal of the game.
Potentially.
And we have a player down, back line for SOWEGANS.
Gets my early vote. Granted, we still got a good 35, 40 minutes left here in the second half.
My guy, yeah, we do. That we do.
TSC's looking good, man.
Indeed.
Very strong start here in front of the home faithful.
Facts.
Decent turnout tonight.
Yeah,
obviously,
right.
seating capacity a little limited as opposed to all the space we got over there at the Gene.
Yeah, change of venue, a lot of things at work here. The public school's in action tonight as well with the football spring games. So it's a very saturated sporting weekend here for us, Trent. Of course, for fans of lower league soccer, had the women's team kicking off tomorrow too. Look out, a little matinee affair going on. As TSC will get this one going out of back. Here, of course, going left to right in the white tops with the subtle stripes, gold shorts, black socks here. A nice warm day outfit. Great ball. Looking for Chetri down the line. Keeper's going to have to come out of the box. Sliding effort. Chetri hits the turf with him. Looking for the quick throw. Taken. Volstein. Couple touches here. Haven't had much of the big man here. He's flanking out towards the left. Of course, he's been in form lately, raining goals. You know, you got to keep your scorers engaged here. Here's Volstein, tried to go around Guido Robertson, looking for a centering ball, but it looks like hand in the jar, offside, and this one's gonna be coming back here for TSC.
Yeah, good build-up play there from the battle lines. Unfortunately, Ziri just caught offside, but good run from the left back position.
Over the top, tried to thread it down the line, does so well. Thought that one was going out of play, but saved. Scooped internally. Oh, here's somebody that we know. The guy who had the yellow card earlier. 42nd minute. Centering ball is going to be up over the top. Couldn't get around that one. Once again, no roster provided by SOWEGANS. So if you are from the Albany area or a fan of one of the players out here tonight and you know their number, make sure you include the number with that name. We'd love to get them credit for the play on the field. We know it's a hometown broadcast, right? But we try to do our part here for the league. Grow the game, Trent. What you want?
That's why we're in this league, man. The league for clubs.
For the clubs, for the people. Flicked on to Chetri. Couple early touches here, trying to turn back internally. A little pivot back here for the freshman. Playing ball at Mount St. Mary's. Rising sophomore. Part of the Columbus crew. Not the MLS team, but the Columbus United FC team that was in our conference last year. They like what Coach Joel's doing, so they said, hey, we need a spot for a couple of our guys. And they like what you're doing down there. Old Joel Areno said, come on down. Let's do this thing. Volstein's going to pick up the loose ball after it just popped out there. It's going to be sprung out to the corner. He's going to have to chase it down. Done well. Threads it through, but it looks like it's going to be off of his left foot. But back off the defender. All right. TSC corner. Ooh, and it looks like they're going to be passing off the corner kick duties. Ciafini going to let Chetri swing it. I like a Ciafini guy up at the top of the box here. For if one falls out, kind of get that Joey Peralta spacing going here. Ooh, Santiago tried to get that on goal. That looks like a head-on-head collision there with the Sowegans defender.
Very strong back line for the Lions tonight, Jude.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, holding a high line, and obviously you got Benny and Zuri kind of interchangeably playing that wing position where they can float up and be a part of the midfield, or drop back and be on the defense.
Absolutely.
What we got here?
Yeah, the one lone blunder, really, which resulted in the goal. But outside of that, to your point, Trent, I agree. Very clean. Been enjoying that here from the back line play.
Very strong on the ball. You see him dribbling it forward and getting up into the midfield to help out the attack.
Here's Gui, try to get an attacking position, spurred loose. Mike Zamore, some on-the-ground service, threaded through. Warren giving chase. Gui, the secondary one. Sowegans trying to take on the entire TSC squad. Perry giving chase as we stretch out to the perimeter. 56th minute of play. So Coach Joel already putting 2 subs out of the roster here. We got some characters still in the bag. I know one of the crowd favorites, Jerry Zia, still on the bench. Of course, the University of Charleston man. I know you like those Charleston guys, Trent.
Shout out Stafford Dowling.
Yeah. Out there in West Virginia, man, wild and wonderful. Part of the pipeline. Long service over the top by Zamore. Marcos picks that one off a 1 bounce. And he'll take his merry time. Marcos, one of those Mount St. Mary's men, of course, by way of Columbus United FC, the Argentinian national. One of, I believe, 2 Argentinians on the team with Ciafini. This one's going to be deflected out. Be a throw in here near side for Bennett Mitchell. Drops it on back to Hunter Santiago. Swing around the back line. Chetri playing real deep here to come get this one. Gui in the center of the park. Threads through. Try to get to Warren. Just a half a step away from saving that one.
A lot of dribblers in this squad. A lot of flair on the ball.
And then the way they like to play this thing wide, you know, with that midfield, they utilize the entire width of this field, Trent. You're going to get some avenues where you can make some things happen. That's what Coach Joel wants too. He wants some creative players who can take the ball on their own. Sometimes it may not look as pretty as breaking a couple people down and slicing it home calmly back post. Sometimes you just get in there and say, hey, I'm not passing this one. I'm going to rip a stone-cold rocket.
Shout out Connor Perry 10 minutes ago.
Flashing back to that Ethan Stewart goal. What was that, last year or 2023, where he had that absolute scorcher?
I want to say maybe 23. I don't know, man. You know they all run together at this point, but...
Woo. Shout out Stone Cold Stewart, by the way.
Some goals you just don't ever forget.
Talk about Bennett Mitchell, Leon alum. Stewart also a Leon alum. Playing ball out there back in the day in Texas. So don't believe he's with the squad this year, but off pursuing bigger and better ventures. But shout out to Stone Cold. He's a great local player. Was with the U19s. Really big part of what this franchise has been. So don't want to sleep on that. And that's the thing, Trent. Once you get in the brotherhood, the fraternity, the family here at TSC, you know, even if you go on and play defender for another team that we're playing right now tonight, still within the TSC family. You know?
Absolutely.
Or you know, if you played for Columbus last year and now you're playing for Pensacola this year, still in the TSC family.
Too soon.
Here in the 59th minute, Chetri with a nice takeaway. He's got Volstein centering ball. He's got Perry on the back if he wants it. You got to think Volstein wants to rip this one. Goes to the opposite side of the 18. Little hesitation. He's one-on-one dueling with Zamora. Gets it back to his left foot. Ain't sweet, through heads, through traffic, but it's deflected out of play. Results for a TSC throw-in over there on the far side.
He's got a very, I mean, he's a tall player. He's got a very large touch radius. You think he's taking a big touch, and then he just scoops it right back in.
There you go.
And he's gone.
There you go. And you can see he's got the confidence on the ball, too, as somebody that's in form, has been playing well. As we have a stoppage here. Looks like we have a substitution. All right. Looks like Jerry, crowd favorite, going to come in for B. Mitch. The University of Charleston has entered the chat.
Here's a crowd.
There you go. You heard it. Shout out for B. Mitch, the home contingent, playing on the home field here tonight. Volstein. This one's going to be taken away by Chetri. And it might have been a foul from behind on TSC there. They say that one doesn't count, even though it didn't go in. So we're going to flank Jerry over here on the far right side. Exciting player with some touch. From what I saw last week and in general, kind of reminds me of like Adrian Fontanelli from last year, Trent. Distributor, looking to dish. So it'd be interesting to him with Ciafini and himself doing so. But look at this darting run in the center of the park. Yeah, Jerry's got a full tank of gas, man. I say go turn him loose up top.
Yeah, it all started with him. He won the header back here and then made the run forward. Just missed him, but already applying that pressure. Ciafini switches, drops back, kind of that interchangeable position. And that's what this TSC team needs, man. Not necessarily players bound to a position, but ones that can float and be interchangeable and push up and back whenever they need to, and you've seen that a lot early tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a component that Coach Joel's also looking for, too. Because with the grinded out season that you play here, you're going to pick up some knocks.
Yeah.
And so if you have some guys that can play different pieces, which great save there by Perry as he's able to keep this one in play. But when you're able to shuffle the deck around a little bit and still get what you want. That's a player like Zuri. I remember back in high school, he was kind of out on more of the wing type. But TSC, the need is left back. And so, he said, Coach, I got you. I'm going to go where we need to go. Shout out to the chat once again. Got another SOWEGANS player there we just acquired. Cashing in some of those coins, Trent. Service up here to the far line as we spread it wide. Little underlapping run. That's Andre Xavier, number 3. Shout out to the chat for that one. Somebody that we know. Spilled free. Warren taken away by Robertson. Cleared out of danger. Volstein, the only one in the area.
Zuri right on cue, huh?
There it is. There it is. Threaded through. Good takeaway by Warren. And that's the thing. This midfield really successful at clogging up passing lanes. Oh, Volstein one-on-one with the keeper. 25 yards from goal. Naughty, naughty outside that box. Volstein was looking for the slip up there, Trent.
He's going to give one. We saw him set one up earlier tonight, but clearly he has that goal-scoring prowess. And, I'm kind of surprised to see him played out wide, but he's got the pace, he's got the touch. Obviously able to find his teammates whenever they get open. So, forgive me for questioning you, Coach Joel.
I think he'll be okay with it, Trent.
I mean, you just see his size. He just looks like a traditional back-to-goal kind of forward, but he's clearly so much more than that, and that's why he's able to be used in other roles.
But like you're saying, with the touch radius, can weave through traffic, is a little versatile. A gazelle type, if you will.
Very much so, absolutely.
If that registers with you, long ball. Robertson, good win by Zuri. Spilled out to the perimeter. This one's going to be dumped out of play. So number 23 into the game here for SOWEGANS. Like we said, no roster provided, so don't know who that is. I believe Kieran McComb, who we do know about, number 7, was the man substituted out. So he will take a seat, and he is done for the day. If you can see in the camera, if you zoom in, he's the one that just took his jersey off and is Now messing with his cleats. And then here we go. Volstein
No
threading
way.
through traffic. Prancing to the back line. Tries to thread it home off the far post. The post unkind. Oh, dangerous settling ball. Gui picks it off. Top of the 18. Has Volstein in the middle. Keeper goes full stretch. Foot save. Spills out. Perry gives pursuit. But Sowegan's somehow able to keep it in. Chetry backtracking. Joe Warren with the pickpocket. Oh, you thought he was going to launch from 30, but he'll dump it out to the Welshman who can't get enough on it.
Phew. That sure was exciting.
Man, I thought
Out of
we
nothing.
and Warren were going to rip it from deep. But there we go. There's your boy Volstein. Prancing right through, man. Shoot, shoot, shoot.
He went through at least 4 defenders right there all on his own, and great finish. Just gets a little unlucky, bounces off that wide post, but man, he's going to be back in some goals this season.
Yeah,
You can
man.
just tell.
That Berlin boy, he looked like he was going down the hill with a slalom. The way he was kind of sliding around those gates was like the defenders, right? Shoo, shoo, shoo. And just a fantastic job by camera person Natalie Everett capturing all the action here tonight. Was right on top of Volstein, sliding through traffic. Another substitution for TSC. Looks like Santiago's going to take a seat. Santiago's in. Excuse me.
So we have no idea who number 4 was playing earlier that we were referencing as Santiago.
I thought that was Santiago.
I mean, process of elimination, there wasn't a 4, just a 5. It makes sense, but we'll figure it out one day.
We'll get back. So apologies, Jacob. Well, welcome, Jacob Santiago. We're only as good as the rosters that were provided. Let's be clear about that. We're trying. Zero, we know, right? Connor, we know. But some of the new guys will still start to get in mid-season form. So apologies in advance, TSC fam. Marcos, I got down.
Look
I know
at this
the
guy.
goalkeeper. Volstein threaded through traffic. He's got Perry on the back to goal. Puts it over the top. Oh, he's looking for the hat trick. Dumps it off to Jerry. Outside of the right foot. Rebound to Chetry. Off of his knees. It's going to be spilled out. And will be a Sowegan's free kick. But TSC turning it up.
Everybody out here is capable of putting a shot on goal tonight, man.
They all want one.
How fun is that?
Also into the game is Diego Sanchez, number 10. Just coming towards us here. Thomas University man. So TU represent. That's also a weird kind of subplot within this league, Trent. We've got us 45 minutes away. Valdosta a stone's throw away. Albany a stone's throw away. And everybody trying to get themselves a little bit of the Nighthawk fever, right? Trying to dip into the pond. The closest collegiate program to all of these teams, except for, of course, VSU being in Valdosta and then Albany State being in Albany. But
Sure. So who do you think's been dipping in that pool the longest?
well, definitely TSC, of course.
Well, that's what I assumed, but just wanted to clarify.
And so that's why these kind of games are important, too, because as a subplot, this kind of dictates the pecking order, right? So as far as, like, informally, right? So if I'm going to the teams, do I want to go to this one who, you know, beat the other team 4-1, or do I want to go to the team that was 1-4, right? So also kind of a subplot going on with this little triad we have with these Georgia teams that's a little interesting. As Zamore was down with the injury, but he's able to pop back up. So 4 goals home here for TSC. Sato, Ciafini, and Perry times 2. How we got here. Sowegan's scored in the 27th minute. I think it was the guy that got the yellow card, number 19. But once again, no numbered roster for the visitors. So if you have that or your favorite player, feel free to put it in the chat. And so referee says, Shimon, let's get it on. Clear the training staff off here. Looks like we're going to have another heavy stoppage time as we get ready to have our water break of ourselves. Oh, look out.
10+ minutes.
10 more minutes. Shout out to Blue Coast Federal Credit Union, of course, providing the official live stream here of tonight's action. Couldn't be here tonight without them. So shout out to all the sponsors here. Of course, the ones that have been there for quite some time. Bon and Richie, Proof. Proof got a little post-game going. Had a little pre-game, also got a post-game. They say early game, why don't you just hang out here all day, come get some local drinks, and then head towards the goal, and then afterwards head back to Proof. City Tallahassee, Concrete Yeti, Benjamin Landscaping, Curly Girl Realty, Bon and Richie, Pearson Realty, Down St. Germain, Grova Creative, all getting some love here to TSC. As we're here at the water break, 4-1 the margin here. See if we can bring up here the table, Trent. You think we can get a little table? You want to get a little table talk going?
Just keep your elbows off the table.
Are we doing this thing?
Show a little respect.
Sound like my
man.
mom, Trent.
That's what I'm here for.
There you go. All right. Start the day, TSC was tops. I can tell you that.
Well, considering how nobody else is playing yet.
Well, I mean, of course, incorporating the games from last week.
Oh, right.
Try to bring up the old league webpage here. What'd you think of the action so far tonight, Trent?
I mean, I know we scored 7 in that last match. I thought, with all due respect, that was kind of fluky. It's, we haven't usually been a team that scores that often, and so to come out here and score 4 on pace, really score 5 or 6 at this point is kind of pleasantly alarming. It seems like maybe there's been a change in team mentality. We kind of are really learning to play within this formation that Coach Joel set up for us. I saw a lot of cohesion when I went out to practice the other day. They were, just working on little things, kind of icebreakers to get everybody familiar with each other. And, you see that the chemistry early on, even though this is only the second game of the season, really seems like this team's been playing together for much longer than that.
Indeed, indeed. And yes, of course, Sowegans is admittedly a step up as far as competition level, as Volstein rips one across the face of goal. Yeah, Sowegans coming into the day, I think they're 4th in the table. Correct, with a win and a loss. So they beat that Valdosta team that we also beat last weekend. A little midweek madness. Was it 2-0, Trent, that Sowegans took down Valdosta?
Correct.
Yeah, I know you were looking at those scores earlier. So we took care of them 7-2 last week. This one's over the top here. An opportunity for Sowegans. Reinforcements coming on the way. Tried to get it back by Marcos. Deflected out. Jerry gets a right foot in there. Santiago will clear off the back line, but it's not out of danger yet. Service back in to the hopper there by Sowegans. Over Gui's head. It's going to be brought down. Oof. And a little touchy foul there being called for about 25 yards out. So this is a very dangerous positioning. Width-wise, you're right about the 6-yard box. Referee says the game ball is 2 flats. So he's going to switch it out for a different ball.
A very dangerous position here. We've seen some pretty scary chances from Sowegans in the first half. A little further out, a little off to the side, so they were playing balls in, but you can definitely go direct this far out with this angle, so this could certainly be a chance to cut into that TSC lead for Sowegans that they are certainly desperately looking for at this point, getting late into the game.
2 players on top of it. Cycle out, just number 11. Right-footed swing. Ooh, going far post. Marcos up to the task. Nice left hand there. Ushers it over top of the goal. So a corner kick coming for Sowegans here on the near side. on this corner. As you can see, got the crowd mic going there. Boom. Service to the back. Good dig out defensively by Sanchez. Launches it skyward onto the grassy hill of Leon High. Surprised they're not sliding down the hill. Usually they're going, oh, Gui, try to catch him. One defender is Zamora and the goalkeeper. Here comes some reinforcements into the box, trying to turn the corner. One more touch to do it, but defender gets enough on. It'll be out for a TSC corner. Corner coming from the near side, or far side, excuse me.
Gui didn't really quite have the angle to drop it back, but Connor Perry with a wonderful run back post there.
Oh, yeah.
On Mart, he's won that third for that Hattie, man.
I thought for a second Gui was going to pull it from about 50 yards out since the keeper was.
Yeah.
Keeper got kind of caught in the dressing room there.
Look at this guy.
Volstein tries to sling it around, take it away. Sowegans on a frontal pursuit. They've got reinforcements. If they can turn back and look for a centering ball, and this one's out of play. The referee issued a push, like it should be a free kick on the ground. Yeah, there we go. I was going to say. This one cuts back. Another free kick opportunity. This one's not a good positioning as the other one. It's 30 yards out, but way outside the boundaries of the football field. Reminder that we're using the black lines tonight here for soccer. Right-footed outswinger is going to get to the box. First man onto the scene is TSC. Might have got away with a handball in the box there. Hunter clears that one out. So TSC potentially benefiting from the traffic in the box. The Moore keeps it on the ground. Swung around here for Sowegans. On the way out for Xavier. Brought down by Gui. Got Jerry in support. Warren checking two. Perry on the line. Looks like he's looking for some big service. Swings it on back here to Santiago. Hunter, Gui, Warren, all getting some touches here. On up, a lot of heat on that one. Great touch there. Sanchez distributing out to Robertson. Zuri's on an attacking spree. Sanchez in support, into Tree, in the box, trying to put it on his right foot, slices it, looking for top bins on the far post. Woo! Grazed almost that post like it had some shaving cream up on that upper 90, Trent.
Yeah, Zuri was lurking, waiting for the pass to come out wide, and then wonderful ball, just drops it down to Chetri there, puts him one-on-one with the keeper, and man.
Nice looking attempt there. Chetri's a gapper too. He isn't really gonna, it looks like, where at least is in his gameplay, not gonna blow by you looking for some direct play, but he's kind of surveying the field and he's gonna slide into pockets where you're vulnerable, and he's gonna take an opportunity where he has. He's done it two or three times. You wonder if he's engaged in the play, and then he just kind of slides in. So it kind of answers your question. Yeah, he is. He's ready, and this is all kind of strategic. The thing is, man, I think he's a rising sophomore up there at the Mount.
Jeez. Yeah, I know there are a lot of kids on this roster that have joined the team this year that are only, just played their freshman year in college, or they're just going into college. And like you said, only 21 years and 13 days old.
Yeah.
Average.
He's one of the 19-year-olds. This one's going to be picked off as Santiago's tracking back. Jerry in defense. Hound is defender.
What
great step with the left foot. And back in college, obviously, we have the Stafford-Dowling connection, of course, with the Charleston guys. He was actually Stafford's soccer team little. So they roomed together, and so Staff was his mentor.
How cool is that?
At University of Charleston. So I was talking to some of the TSC family that's actually hosting Jerry this year, and so they were kind of giving me the lowdown. See, Jerry's a fantastic chef, and he makes, like, great food. So.
You think Staff taught him that?
I don't know. It didn't strike me as much of a chef. But who knows? It could be surprised. Yeah, but Jerry's quickly becoming a crowd favorite here because he's been around for a minute. He got out of school a little early, and so he's been with the team since the preseason game. He's been around, and so filling in really well. And have a substitution come in here as Connor Perry's going to take a seat, so it looks like the hat trick will have to be another day, Trent. But a fantastic effort. It's going to be a new substitute opportunity for us here today, Trent. Giacomini into the ball game here. Lucas.
Big throw.
This one's flicked on. Looks like a push in the back. So Giacomini is going to fall back. Looks like he'll sling on that outside midfield slash left back. It almost kind of seems like
they pulled Zuri over here to right back.
Right. It almost kind of seems like they've gone to 4 in the back now and kind of brought it back to a 4-3-3 type look just to kind of shore up the defense and make sure the flanks are secure. Which you like.
Wise decision.
3-goal lead, trying not to get into any hairy scenarios where, hey, now all of a sudden it's a 2-goal game, a 1-goal game. So like you said, yeah, good observation, Trent. Zuri back here on the right side. Here's Chetri, a little flick on, looking for Team Jerry. And this one's going to be spilled out of play. TSC throw in.
You know TC's playing that differential game early in the season.
True. Hey, that's the thing. You got to play it, man. So currently at +8 overall. You know, those boys out west, you know, Gaff was mean out there in the Western Conference. Of course, you got to talk about Pensacola. Those are kind of your big 3 if you're looking for the forecast for this season, right, Trent? And so right now, currently TSC with those 2 teams, currently 1, 2, 3 in the table. Chetri, flag stays down. He's got Jerry coming through the 6. Back to him, shot on frame. Keeper almost got blasted in the face. Luckily, his hands were there. Service waiting, secondary deflection here. Gui with the one-timer slices it home. Offside flag stays down. It's a TSC goal by the Sacramento State man by way of the Haitian national team. Slices at home, and it's 5-1. Your Battle Lions, 12 goals combined in the first 2 contests. Golden start to the season, Trent.
Jupe, when was the last time you saw a Battle Line team put in 5 at home?
Not since we played AFC in that preseason game last year.
Okay, good answer.
But official league contest?
Sure.
I don't think ever.
Yeah, because I think like we beat up on SOWEGANS a couple years ago in a preseason.
Also preseason, correct.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So as far as league play, I think this is it. We might have to go back in the record books. It'll give me something to do this week.
There you go.
SOWEGANS looking for an answer here now down. For Marcos, getting bored back there with a big slide outside the box. But 80th minute goal from Gui. Tried a little 1-2 with the new substitute up to the task there. Giacomini.
Oh, great step.
Whoa, look out.
Valiant effort.
Hey, you're going to need a helmet if you're going to break out the bike there, Trent. My goodness.
Coming down on that turf is not fun.
Yeah, coming down on that back, dude. That's the guy that scored earlier. Of course, we don't know his name, as the visitors from Southwest Georgia did not decide to provide us with a roster here today. So feel free for the SOWEGANS faithful. Name and number in the chat. Let me know. Marcos service here from the back is going to get over into the attacking half of the play. Ref thought it was a little handsy there. Sanchez trying to win the ball. It'll be a SOWEGANS free kick. Just on our defending side, heavy touch. Volstein's going to pick the pocket. Chetri somehow able to keep touch briefly, but taken back here by the Turtles. Good slide there. Giacomini He likes to dig in, man.
A couple really good challenges he's had in just the last few minutes.
I know it's early, but if we're like typecasting people who were around last year, you got any comps that come to mind from last year's team that stick out to you?
I feel like I should, and I'm drawing a blank.
Stretch
Who are you
there by
thinking?
Sanchez. We'll let you sit on it for a minute. Ooh, quick little 1-2. Giacomini here in coverage. Great sprawling effort. That hit the leg. No handball. Dumps it out of danger. Chetri tries to save it. A little too much on that one for her to keep it in. Quickly thrown by the visitors. 85th minute of action. Long desperation ball is going to be sought out by Robertson. Jerry bringing it down, tries to thread it through to Gui, fresh off the goal. Back in the 80th minute. Threaded through here to the attack. On the outside, Giacomini, physical.
Ali Sasanka.
Yeah, yep, that's the one I
That
was
play
going
right
for.
there. Yep.
Yep, definitely has some Sasanka feel to him. Shout out to Ali, one of those Sacramento State boys. Fun player to watch. For last year's squad. 86th minute. I got a feeling we'll get some pretty good stoppage time here. Left-footed in-swinger. Oh, about 10 yards out. Width of the back post. Dangerous attempt there, number 19. An opportunity for Sowegans once again. Scoreline stays 5-1 for the moment. Marco surveys the field. Strong right foot. Nice flick on by Sanchez. Volstein, keeper out of the box again. Deals with it. Law of averages dictates one of these gonna get by. Robertson called on the foul for that one. Sowegans will take it quickly, drop it on back, look for some long service. Up towards the front line. Giacomini once again involved in a little physical altercation. I like when you got a grinder there on the back line. 20-year-old, love his intensity. You need some assertiveness. If you're going to play defense at a collegiate plus level, you got to have it on the back line, personally, for what it's worth. Service, right-footed outswinger. Free runners in the box. A little too tough to tackle. Marcos is wondering what the heck is going on. He said, guys, there's 3 free green jerseys in the box unmarked. Got a little lucky there.
Just going to say another dangerous set piece there from Sowegans.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily for us, they haven't really been able to connect on those tonight, but they've been pretty close.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They've had 3 really good opportunities. If 1 or 2 of those goes in, this game is totally different. TSC
Absolutely.
has dominated, but you know, Sowegans realistically is not too far out of this one. Obviously, the 4-goal margin, right? But you know, Sowegans is going to be around. They're going to be in the upper half. Kind of when you take a look at the league, I think realistically they're going to be top 4, top 5, which is going to be tough because it looks like the East is a little more loaded as far as teams. So with Sowegans being here in the East, they're going to be a fringe playoff team. I think most people would put Tallahassee, Pensacola 1-2 as far as the East, but you know, a lot still to be played, so we'll see how that's flushed out. Drop it back around to the keeper here. Now 89th minute of action. TSC a comfortable 4-goal lead. If this result holds, this would keep them top of the table at least to this evening, depending on how goal differential goes in some of those other contests. We have both Pensacola and GAFA playing out here tonight. Well, this weekend, sorry. Pensacola playing Sunday. You know, they got that academy combo going. 2 teams. 1 team just wasn't enough for PFC. Classic Pensacola shenanigans. Jerry with a nice little bit of control to Sanchez, weaving through a couple defenders. Splits Jerry and Volstein. Good takeaway by Warren. Quick little touch. Oh, but he gets clipped. Looks like he got stepped on. That's the thing, man. These cleats, they make them with nice materials. You can get some good touch, but, dude, they are thin. It looks like more of a cramp here for Warren.
That'll happen, too. It was certainly a hot one earlier today. Luckily, sun going down a little bit. Nice breeze that we've had pretty much throughout the entirety of the game.
Mm-hmm.
But my boy Warren's all over the place out there tonight, so.
Oh, yeah.
Can't drink enough water on a night like this.
True. As he tries to stretch it out. Need some pickle juice or something. Got to keep some here on the sidelines with the ball boys. They should each have like a holster with some pickle juice or
banana.
Or banana, yeah.
We got a keeper switch.
Ooh. Don't know who that is. Good luck to you, young man.
There we go.
Long ball coming from Hunter. He's been solid in the center of the park, or that back line. Very calm. Spelling danger, his Volstein. Oh, thought he was going to pick the pocket. He thought it was too.
He was close.
Keeper actually did really well. That was a foot-on-foot challenge. Typically, the attacker wins those. Santiago, good hold. Secondary gap. Here's Chetri. Nice turn with the left. Flicked on through to Sanchez. Oh, flag up. He was off. Yeah, I think that was just a miscommunication. How about that turn by Chetri, though?
That was unreal.
Scoop.
It almost looked like he wasn't even going to get to it.
Whoop.
Looked like Sanchez was going to have to go get it, and then he just, yep, on a dime, did a little 180 there.
He said, all good, baby. Everything's cool. One by.
Just knocking them down left and right.
Giacomini.
That's awesome.
Man, the referee's got his number, dude. I'm glad, at least for his sake, he's probably in the book if he'd be playing this whole game. He might not be in this game still if he played this whole game. They're calling Giacomini very tight, but I love his physicality for what it's worth. We're into stoppage time. 2nd minute of stoppage time as this gets threaded through the front line of Sowegans. Giacomini on scene, spills it out with the left foot, be a throw-in for the visitors. Chetri tries to poke it free. Giacomini cleans it up. Chetri, Santiago. Are they calling player down or are they calling foul? Wow, looks like you're going to call a foul late. The PA announcer seems to be on the same page as we are. Oh, Giacomini in the book.
Careful what you wish for, Ju.
I wasn't wishing for it.
No, I know. I'm
You
kidding.
knew it was coming, though.
Yeah.
Yellow card for Giacomini.
I didn't really get a good look at that one. Did you? It seemed like it was kind of, it happened after the ball was cleared.
And I didn't notice the AR calling it until he goes down to the ground.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can try to bring up the old delayed feed here, see what happens.
Get a little replay for us.
All right, so we're dialing it back. Cleared. Try to bring it back. Yeah. Yeah, that one's a tough sell, Trent. You can look back at it. About 91:40 mark, if you want to look at it from the kind of play clock standpoint. Yeah, I think it's a tough call, given the situation. But regardless, we're in now 4 minutes deep of stoppage time. And we could be flirting we talking double digits? We thinking 10 minutes?
I'm saying 12. Give us another 8.
All right.
Just, based off that first half.
Shoo, we'll see. We win 6+, half number 1, baby. We've had, 2 more goals and a whole bunch, or a couple more cards. Yep. Plus Giacomini, it's like he's got an NIL deal where he gets paid per foul here. love that aggressiveness from the defender, though. We'll take that. He's like a B-Mitch on the back line. Oh, Jerry wants to run. Let's go, Jerry. Back to Zuri. Try to go over the top here. Whoop, beep, boop. Little touch. Jerry with the old shoulder trap.
Just ran out of room.
And ran out of room indeed. So Sowegans wants to get resumed. Javier. Service coming centrally. That's a dangerous one. Warren deals with it well. Spilled out to Sowegans. Turning back. Gui in great poaching position, though. There's no outlet. Chetry playing with some fantastic pressure. Eventually the midfield coming back to relieve him. Poked free. There was a deflection.
All right.
I don't think the AR saw that one, but he's going to say TSC ball just because that was the prevailing opinion. Giacomini with the drop here. Over to Santiago. Clearance. Sanchez tries to chest it down, but gets chopped up. As we get into the 6th minute of stoppage here in half number 2. No official indication of how much we will be getting. A little 1-2 with Santiago and Warren. Warren back to Hunter. Hunter coolly directs traffic. I like Hunter's game, Trent. We were talking about it a little bit.
He's very low key, you know, unless you're really paying attention to him, you wouldn't notice, but he just, it's because he does all the right things and he makes him look so simple.
It kind of reminds me of Fontenelli too. I know they're both Chico State guys, but he almost made it look effortless. My goodness. Volstein, a nice little bit of solo work. Tried to get a centering ball, but twisted towards the keeper. So saved by Sowegans here as we get into the 7th minute of stoppage here. For this contest. Sowegans' 3rd league game, TSC's 2nd league game. Sowegans sitting at 4th in the table. Tried the shot attempt, but Sanchez did really well to get back defensively. Warren twisted skyward, looking for Volstein, going to be taken away by Sowegans. Planted on the ground and initially poked free, but recovered. Spilled out to the perimeter here for the visitors. Looking for some service. The right-footed in-swinger going back post. Cleared out well. Giacomini, Chetry. Nice little combo there. And Sowegans will blast it out on the far side in front of that Leon sign here. The oldest high school in the state of Florida, Trent. Leon High.
The more you know.
There you go. Was actually founded before Florida was admitted as a state into the union.
Incredible.
You're still going strong after all these years.
I was just going to say, who taught you that one?
There you go. Wikipedia / the school website.
I didn't know if like some cool old guy was like, hey, back in my day, I was here when we opened the school.
Yeah, usually when people see me, they go running the other way, Trent. Usually that's not a high success rate for. Oh, he's outside the box! Oh, get him! Get him, Jerry! Oh, it looks like Volstein wants to take it. He wants to get on the score sheet. Oh, quickly taking Jerry to Volstein! Back of the net!
Oh, no way.
Oh, there he goes. And the Berlin boy creases the sheet. 8th minute of stoppage time. Oh, Jerry with the dime. It's good for another TSC goal. Number 6.
Can we run that back on the delayed feed? I'm 99% sure he was out of the box, man, because we both know.
Oh, he definitely was.
He was pleading his case there, but there's no way. I mean, I know there are a lot of lines on the field in his defense.
Wait, are they going to stay Volstein's offsides? Are they calling this back?
No, there's no way.
It looks like we're going to be handing out some cards. So the goal will stand. All right, wanted to get that clarity. That's the beauty of the small stadium here, Trent. We can hear the referees' conversations. So count the goal. Number 23 picks up a yellow. Evidently he said one of the naughty words, Trent. You know, and a little bit of shorter fuse when you're playing summer soccer, you know. Everybody's tired and frustrated. So the guys in red don't want to hear it either.
So what's our card total up to now? We had 6?
I think we're at 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, you're right, 6. Also, we're into the 10th minute of stoppage time. This game may never end. And just on
Right
cue.
on cue.
There we go. We are final. A TSC thrashing of Team Turtle. 6-1 final for the good guys. Trent, thoughts?
Only conceded 1 goal this match and 3 so far on the season. I think that's a huge point for the Battle Lions. I don't know if that's a bigger sign of things to come or all the goals that they've been scoring so far, Jupe. I mean, I think we're up to, what's that, 13 now?
Yes,
aggregate
sir.
on the season, so plus 10 goal differential.
Plus 10 in the goal
That is
differential.
sweet. So
Look out.
just through 2 games, and you know that's a lot of goal differential right there early in the season. So you know you look to keep that momentum going forward, and you look to build on all these goals that you've strung along so far. I mean, Connor Perry's looking really good up top, as well as you know you got Joe Warren facilitating a lot in the middle. Ciafini, I mean, he was all over the place tonight, man. He looks like he's going to be our set piece specialist.
He's fun.
He is fun. So just a lot of young players on this team, like we talked about. Volstein, I mean, I can't believe that he's got that touch just looking at the type of player he is. I mean, he's very, very strong on the ball, and he can pick his head up and find the open teammate and get those assists as well, on top of being a clinical finisher there. So we look to see them in transition more. I really liked how pacey they were, and they were able to get out and spread the ball wide and bring it back centrally to score. So exciting stuff here in Tallahassee, and I know they'll be excited to get back and play at the Gene
Absolutely.
here soon.
Absolutely. So, Trent, you're probably wondering when we're going to be back at the Gene. We're going to have to wait till June because the boys will be hitting the road.
Oof.
But once we turn the calendar to the 6 months, Trent, June 1st, Sunday, 7 o'clock, an old rival, AFC Mobile, coming to town.
Ooh.
So they'll be into the mix here.
Haven't seen them in a while.
Head down Interstate I-10, playing AFC Mobile in conference. Trent, for the first time since 2022.
It's been a while.
Indeed. So we'll see what they got going on. AFC, to their credit, coming back from the dead. Which
Yeah, no kidding.
You almost never see in lower league soccer. When a team goes under, very, very rarely do they come back, but AFC's back. So great to see, and we'll welcome them over the Gene. I would say kids' seats are $5, but you know kids get in free at Tallahassee, so kids still get in free. But they're going to hit the road, Trent. That's, of course, the next home game, but as far as the regular schedule, you know what our boys have coming up?
I couldn't tell you.
All right, well, let's check it out. Luckily, we got the schedule pulled up here. Next game is gonna be on the road. Next Sunday, over at Ashton Brosnaham Soccer Complex. To those of you who've been around, you know that's Pensacola territory. Dust off the cup, Trent, and let's go.
Yeah, Pensacola is always a fun one. They've certainly bested us a lot in the last couple of years, but we seem to like playing them on the road a little bit better than we like playing them at home. So hopefully that'll stay in our favor here as we go out there.
Do you think we're going to tie Pensacola on the road?
I mean, it's happened, what, every single time? Has there been one single other fixture where a team has won? I'm going TSC win.
Ooh, okay.
3-2.
Played in Pensacola 5 times.
Yeah.
Tied every single time.
Yeah.
Can't break it. We've done it every way possible. We've done it 3-3. Remember back from the dead 2021 season?
Yep.
Down
that was
down
crazy.
3-1.
That was crazy.
Got 2 after the 80-minute mark. Done it 2-2. Blown a couple leads. Had it 1-1. I feel pretty confident that we're going to tie that ball game as we do every single time out in Pensacola.
Fair enough. It's a good narrative.
That's the next slate. Next home game, the first next game is Sunday out in Pensacola. Trent, if you had to give it, shout out to our sponsor of the live stream here, Blue Coast Federal Credit Union. Let's give a Blue Coast FCU player of the game. Who you giving it to, if it's our call?
Connor Perry. You got to, because, I mean, that solo goal that he had was massive. I mean, he created that out of nothing. And remind me, what was the first one he scored? Was that the one that
first one was
played
the
back
slice
across?
In off the Volstein assist.
He was there at the right
Dunk.
time. Yeah. So I'm gonna go with him. He showed a lot of effort and pace out here on the wing tonight. Won a lot of those balls for us to either facilitate back in or, like I said, just take that one all the way by himself, and just a true hero's effort on that one. So I'm gonna go with Connor Perry. What you got?
All right. Well, I asked you the question, Trent, so I'm gonna roll with you.
Okay.
But another interesting question. With the late goal by Volstein, you know what we have now? We've got a TSC triad completely knotted up. 3 players with 3 goals on the season for the TSC Golden Boot race. Your boy Volstein, Sato, Connor Perry with the double delight here, all sitting at 3 goals through 2 games. Early season prediction. Who's holding that TSC trophy at the end of the year?